What's up, people? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. It's a beautiful, beautiful day today. I love sunny days. I really do. It puts me in a better mood. You know, sunny days are always the best days. I mean, then again, I do kind of like a good rainy day because it's a chill day. But in this case, rainy and sunny are both chill days nowadays. Um, anyway, getting into this episode of GH. I enjoyed this episode for the most part. I did. The scenes with Avery, Ava, and Sonny were amazing. Ava and Sonny, I will say, that was a nice moment, cordial moment, and I saw a lot of character growth in Ava today. Like not even just today. I mean, I've seen character growth for her in the past, but today she was in rare form. After visiting Mike and stuff with her daughter, she just sees that, how rapidly declining he is. Um, she was the bigger person. She apologized to Sonny for wanting to press charges on Mike before, especially, when they kept telling her that his dad was sick and stuff, she still wanted to press charges. So she apologized. People could say whatever they want about Ava. I know people are going to bring up, yeah, well, she deserved, she should apologize for way more than that. But it's been a lot of back and forth between Sonny and Ava over the years, and I think she was being the bigger person. Um, it was just a nice moment. You could tell, like, even though Sonny probably still can't stand Ava, he appreciated, her bringing Avery, and he appreciated her words. I believe, it kind of turned a corner between the two of them. But I'm pretty sure in due time they'll be doing battle against each other again, given the right circumstances. But it was a good scene. It was a crazy scene too, watching, when Avery and Ava left, and Avery was asking Ava if Avery would ever forget Ava one day. And Ava was like, try. She said, you try and see. You know what I mean? Like letting her know, like, yeah, you're not gonna never forget me. I thought those was beautiful scenes. I know it's just hard for Sonny to have to make these types of decisions for his dad. You know what I mean? Like he tried to ask Mike what did he want, and basically one of the staff at the place, they told him that they're gonna have to put Mike in a feeding tube because it just seems like it's not that he doesn't want to eat. It just seems he probably forgot how to eat. So they want to place him on a feeding tube and stuff. This is just hard for Sonny. So I'm glad, for the moment he had Michael there to lean on and stuff like that. Um, it's never easy to make these types of decisions for anybody. It's not, I mean, even when it comes to decisions that we have to make for ourselves, it's still not easy. So imagine trying to make a life altering decision for somebody else that you can't probably even make for your own self. It's not easy to do. You know what I mean? But Michael, and he just thinks that Sonny is going to make the right decision. But that's the thing. What is the right decision? Do you give him a few more months, hopefully to hang on, or do you try and pull the plug now? It's like, what do you do? Either decision is not a decision to take lightly, and it's just not easy. Because I know some people, they don't want to see a loved one suffering, and that's just not what you want. So it's never easy to make those types of decisions. I hope one day I'm never put in that position to make that decision because it's hard. I mean, most people can't even make decisions on whether they want a ham and cheese sandwich or a peanut butter and jelly. It's like, if you can't make that decision, what makes you think you can make this type of decision? It's not easy. It's hard. So anyway, moving on from that. Um, I love the scene between Laura and Robert. It was great to see Laura and Kevin's place. I do like seeing their place. Their place is just so nice looking. I love it when I get to see their set. Um, Robert was just badly hungover. And it was so funny because Robert thought that because when Laura came downstairs, she had on her robe and stuff. Laura was looking amazing. Laura always looks amazing, but she was just positively glowing. And I love it. Um, Robert really started to think that him and Laura did the do. And it was kind of funny how Laura kind of played it up a little bit, trying to make him think that they did. But she told him the truth though. She was like, no. She said, you came to my house in the middle of the night drunk, banging on the door. She said, I let you in, got you some water, put you on the couch. You went to sleep. I went upstairs and went to sleep. She was just letting them know it ain't go down. Because Kevin was working overnight last night. So she was like, yeah. Um, so she wanted to know like what got Robert so drunk, like what made him drink so much. So he had to tell her about Holly, about her passing. Basically Laura just told him, you just gonna have to face it, grieve, you just gonna have to properly grieve, not drink yourself crazy every day. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with Laura on that one. Um, when Robert got to the station though, he got a file from Mac, and Mac was basically, handing him the file. And Robert was looking at it, but he was like, what the hell am I looking at? He said, you're looking at a redacted, file on Holly's death. Like, what happened? Um, Basically Mac believes the same thing that Anna believes, that Holly didn't die by accident. They feel like somebody forced her ship to go down in that storm. Um so now they got to figure out who, what, why, when, they got to figure out the who, like who would do it. So it's going to take some investigative work. I hope we get to see some scenes in them maybe going out of town, even though, the episodes are running out next week. So hopefully when they come back into production, we pick right up. I know some people said, do you think that they'll do a time jump? I don't think so. I mean, we're in the middle of a lot of stories right now. I don't really see them doing a time jump. I really don't. I mean, it'd be cool if they did it, but for right now, I don't see it. I think, I mean, could they pull it off? Sure, but you got to have the right stories in place to pull that off. In the way that they do flashbacks right now, they can do the flashbacks to fill in the pieces of the gap year if they want it. Days did it, so I'm sure they can do it. I wouldn't mind though. I think it'd be kind of cool, but I don't see them doing it. But maybe. Um. So anyway, so they got to figure out who killed Holly at this point. Hopefully, they do it quickly, swiftly. I don't think Holly's dead, honestly. I really don't. I don't want to believe Holly's dead. I don't want to believe that they would kill off an iconic character such as Holly Sutton. Um, she's iconic to me. Maybe not to everybody else, but to me, she is. I just don't see them doing it. Not not unless the actress, is really gone in real life. But other than that, I don't see them doing it. Um, so anyway, moving on. When the hell did this show become the Willow Tate show? I'm just saying, like, I need a break. Like, when did this shit become all about Willow every 5 minutes? Like, the way Brooklyn was talking about Willow when she was talking to Michael, it was like you were talking like you were making her out to be some type of Saint Mother Teresa or something. Like, oh, Willow's the perfect wife. Oh, Willow's the perfect stepmother. Oh, Willow's this, Willow's that. Brooklyn, Willow is human. That's what she is. At the end of the day, she's far from perfect. Is she a decent person? Yes, she is. She's a good person, but she's not as saintly as Brooklyn was trying to put it out. Like, she's human. She makes mistakes, whatever. Stop trying to make her out to be some type of god or whatever, because I feel like if, the way that they're building her up on this high horse, it feels like, okay, let Willow make one mistake and it all comes crashing down. They all, just go in on her. Cause it's like, stop building her up like that. Don't do that. Um, so anyway, Willow and Michael were talking or whatever about the custody and, how she doesn't regret her decision and how she want what's best, whatever. Chase is just all over the place at this point, having these little dreams and stuff about him and Willow being together. He's all late to work. Mac is about to chew his ass out because he's late. Because when he finally got to the police station, Mac told him, he was like, bruh, get your head together. Get your head in the game. Because he was basically asking him, like, do you need a day off or something? Like, get your head in the game. He wanted to go over the police report with Chase about Brooklyn, because he was like, you've arrested Brooklyn 3 times in 3 months. And Mac feels like that type of arrest feels like it's bordering on harassment at this point. So he wants Chase to fix it with Brooklyn or whatever, so that they don't have to go through that again. But I don't see how Mac can blame Chase for that, though. That's not harassment. If you read the police report, everything he arrested her on was an arrestable offense. Disorderly conduct, assault. Come on, like those are legitimate charges. Every time he arrested her, it was legit. I'm just saying they were legit charges, so I don't see how he would have to fix anything. He didn't do anything wrong. It was legitimate. So anyway, Willow, she showed up to the police station or whatever to tell Chase about her marrying Michael, even though he already knew, thanks to Sasha, but he didn't tell her that he already knew. Um, and she just didn't want him to hear it from anybody else. And I think it touched Chase that Willow still cares about him, even though she thinks that he cheated on her. It touched him that she he could put her through that, and she would still care enough about him and his feelings to tell him something because she didn't want him to hear it from somebody else. That really touched him, and that proves to him that she really is the one for him. I feel like he should have. I think deep down he wanted to tell her right then and there, but he stopped himself from doing it. Cause part of me feel like he was about to tell her the truth, and I feel like he should at this point because you got what you wanted. She married Michael. You know what I'm saying? Even if you tell her the truth, she's not gonna back out now. The custody hearing is finally here. It's finally today, the next day. By the way, um, so I doubt she's gonna back out at the last minute to be back with you. I'm pretty sure she'd keep up the charade at this point because it's too late to turn back now. Um, Michael, I definitely feel like is feeling Willow. I think he's been feeling Willow since day one because every time he looks at her so adoringly. You know what I mean? Like, but when she look at him, it's like more of a friendly kind of thing right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually started having feelings for each other because I feel like Michael's always had some type of feelings for Willow. You know what I mean? I've always felt like he had. But Michael, like he's not gonna, do anything about it because she was with somebody, he was with somebody, so he was gonna keep it classy. But now that he got her married, I feel like when it is time for them to go their separate ways eventually, I don't think he's gonna want to. Um, or he may be sad about it. I think because the way he's been looking at Willow, he's definitely been looking at her like she's the one. You know what I mean? Like that's just how he's been looking. Just my opinion, but that's just the vibe that I get from Michael. So anyway, moving on from that. So anyway, this whole Olivia Lulu Dustin situation is just a mess. Like I can see both sides of the coin on this one, but it's just messy at this point. Like I get where Olivia's coming from, I get where Carly coming from, I get where Lulu coming from, I get where Dustin coming from. They all made valid points. Um, I feel like I agree somewhat with Carly when it comes to Lulu parading Dustin around the Metro Court restaurant and stuff. I don't think Lulu's doing it on purpose, but I do think it's in bad taste right now because Lulu knows that Olivia's not fond of her new relationship. Like this. So why keep bringing Dustin to the Metro Court when you know your former mother-in-law is the co-owner and you know she's there all the time? So why keep bringing her there? Why keep bringing Dustin there? Why keep doing it? It does make it seem like you're parading him around, to kind of rub it in somebody's face, but I know she's not doing that on purpose. Um, but I do understand where Lulu's coming from. At the end of the day, she's human. She has the right to move on. Dante was the one who left, and Dante had good reasons to leave. I'm not saying that he doesn't, because Dante's definitely, and that's what Carly basically had to tell. Basically, tried to tell Dustin and them. Dante left because not because he's a deadbeat, but because he had to leave for mental, PTSD. I mean, look at Lucky. Lucky left. He didn't have no damn PTSD. He left town. Jason lives in town, but yet he's still a deadbeat to me because your son lives in the same town as you, and we don't really see you with him. Nor is there any mention of Jake being with him off screen. So it just makes it seem like you're a deadbeat and you live in the same town as your kid. So, we do got a couple of deadbeats running around, but Dante's not one of them. Um, but I totally understand where Lulu's coming from. At the end of the day, Olivia, I feel like, needs to chill a little bit because it's not like, Lulu's trying to erase Dante from Rocco's life or anything. That's not what she's doing because she got all bent out of shape because Dustin was bringing Rocco to what is it? Bring your dad to school day or something, I guess. Um, and they wanted a cupcake recipe or bring cupcakes or whatever. And he wanted Olivia's cupcake recipe, I guess. I'm like, well, y'all could have went to a bakery or something and picked up some cupcakes. I mean, you could have did that. Um, I mean, I don't blame Lulu though. At the end of the day, she didn't want her son to feel left out of these father-son activities. He's already depressed as it is because Dante's not around. So she didn't want him to feel more left out by, seeing these other kids with their dads and stuff. And besides, Rocco's old enough to know that Dustin is not his father. He knows that. He's well aware that Dante is his father. But Dante's not there right now. And he doesn't want to miss out on all these father-son activities, because it's going to make him even more, feel even more left out and depressed. So I don't blame Lulu. At the end of the day, I agree with what Lulu told, Laura. Like, she shouldn't have to, run all of her parenting stuff to Olivia all the time. She shouldn't have to run it past her. And, even Laura agreed. But Laura felt like Lulu should see Olivia's perspective more. And I feel like Olivia should see Lulu's, point of view more. I think they both should see each other's point of view. Because like Lulu said, when Rocco goes to the father-son school thing or whatever, bring your dad to school or whatever, he basically said, she basically told Olivia, like, he's going to refer to Dustin as his honorary uncle, and he's gonna wear his Yankees hat to honor Dante, which I think is nice. I think that's dope. So it's not like she's erasing him from their lives. Like, that's definitely not what she's trying to do. But I understand where Olivia's coming from, because Olivia, she's loyal to her son, but she needs to see where Lulu's coming from, because Olivia was somewhat in a similar position a few years ago when she was with Steve Weber. Her and Steve were supposed to be getting married. He was going to prison. She could have waited for him. It wasn't like he was going to prison for life. He was only going for a few years. So she could have waited if she wanted to, but she chose not to. She moved on with her life. Why can't Lulu? Lulu is human. She got needs, just like anybody else. She wants a stable home for her children, for herself, and Dustin right now, he provides that. They're dating, they're seeing where things go. He's a positive male role model in her kid's life. So I don't see what the issue is. It's not like she's trying to erase Dante from Rocco's life or from her life. That's not what she's trying to do. Um, At the end of the day, she didn't know when Dante was coming back to town. She's not currently in communication with Dante. So why is it's not fair for her to have to put her life on hold? That's not right. Simple. I mean, I respect Olivia's loyalty, but she needs to start seeing Lulu's point of view a little bit more often. Like, you need to start seeing it more. Um, and I'm glad that Dustin had that side conversation with Olivia. Like, he was just letting Olivia know, I'm not trying to take your son's place. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Not at all. And I'm glad that they had that conversation. Like, Olivia just needs to be more understanding of the situation, period. Um, so of course, when Brooke and Carly were talking, she mentioned how Chase arrested her. So of course, Carly come bringing her ass to the police station. Carly, go sit down somewhere. Go find you some business. Why are you at that police station about to harass Chase? Go get you some business. Like, seriously. But overall, I did enjoy this episode. I liked it. I think it was pretty good. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see you all later. Hope you all have a great day. See you all later. Peace.